National security has always been used by political parties. I mean, national security issues, though the military is supposed to be kept out of the political debate and all that. Military in India, luckily for us, the last so many years of independence, the military has kept itself away from politics. But at the same time, politicians would like to. I mean, raise the issues related to national security in elections, and I don't find it all that wrong also for a political leader or especially a national leader, a prime minister or the ruling party, if it has had a kind of achievement or something to speak of about in an election. Naturally, it is one of the achievements of the government that any government would like to project for election for electoral political purposes. So like that in India also it has been. But how you use it is the issue. Whether the military per se should be brought into the debate, the discourse of that is a different thing. So what is happening here right now is that unfortunately some of the political parties are accusing the ruling party of that. When the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh raised the issue of, made that reference of Modi's Sena, where, yeah, you are crossing that line. So that is where the government or the ruling party has to be restrained at times. Similarly, on the opposition side also, when they raise issues of national security that the government or the ruling party has not been attentive to national security issues, they should also take care not to bring in the military into it. Keep the military out of it. Military is different, national security issues. And as Clemenceau, I think, the French president long ago said, the war is not an issue to be left to the generals, because you can't trust generals with national security issues, because it is always there is a political decision. These are political decisions to be taken, and governments do. That's where I said, I mean, political parties can use national security issues, but the military should not have been used. Here, when you put the Abhinandan's picture on a poster or a hoarding, there you are using, he is a military man, he is an officer still in uniform, he is not even a retired officer. He is a man in uniform, and picture should not have been used, and it is against it violates the model code of conduct. Yeah. The other is national security issues, like for example 71 war. There is a mistaken notion by many people think that Indira Gandhi won that 71 election after the war. No, the election had taken many months before the war. So she could not have used national security issues in the 71 war. After that, it was a electorally triumphant Indira Gandhi who went for the war after that in 71. The elections took place in March and the war was in December, so many months. It was after so many months. And the next election was 5 or 6 years away. 77 was the next election, because we had extended the term of Lok Sabha. So by then, that issue had been forgotten and she was defeated. Now, whether a war hero or a military victory or a military achievement has been used in war to win wars. Look at what happened in Britain in 1945. The great war hero Winston Churchill lost the next election. But still, people political parties have used national security issues. Like, for example, in the 80s, when Ronald Reagan raised the issue of the American security after the Iran crisis, when the Iran hostages, the American embassy was taken, embassy officials were taken hostage by Iran. So that was viewed as a setback to American power or American prestige. So Ronald Reagan effectively used it as a national security issue to come to power. And Carter had only one term, one of the few presidents who had only one term. After that, the next was George Bush Sr. He won the Gulf War, but he lost the next election. So winning a war need not ensure that you would win the next election. Terrorism has not been tackled. I mean, that's not a very, I don't think, because Modi talks a lot. Terrorism per se, I mean, the number of incidents haven't come down. In fact, more soldiers have paid with their lives in the last 5 years than in the previous 5 years. Yeah, incidents have gone up, and Uri happened, Pathankot happened, all this have happened, and now Pulwama also happened. So incidents are there, but this is a government that tackles it in a very explicit, robustly. We always say we don't know how many, we know we can count only the number of attacks that have happened. We don't know the number of attacks that have been averted. So many would have been averted, and but intelligence agencies cannot talk about it. So a government cannot count those. So we don't know that. So but this is a government that talks always about national security, and it's a kind of a robust policy, they say, they claim to. It's more of rhetoric than actual action. It does in certain areas, yeah, because especially in north, there are certain areas where national security issues are of concern to people and all that. But in elsewhere, there are larger issues like unemployment or the demonetization, the economy. So these are also issues. National security is one of the issues. I mean, you can. That's what I said. You cannot hope to ride back to power on that one particular issue alone. There are other issues, and it depends on how you debate over that.